But yet, our fishermen, commercial and recreation, their money will be deducted. That, my friend, is called discrimination and borders on criminal persecution. So, who do they protect? They don't protect the many anymore. They protect the few. Our forefathers are rolling over in their graves. This is not what they started this country for. They started it for their descendants, for us. They want to say that the seafood's safe. I have to beg to differ. I will not feed it to my family. We went out on the boat, and day before yesterday, and we were invited on a jack-up barge out there, and they had shrimp cooked every kind of way you would have wanted it. The girls that were with me said, shrimp. They started making their plate. I made myself some salad and a little bit of pasta and some green beans. They said, wow, you eat healthy. I said, well, normally I would have ate that shrimp, but that's oiled shrimp from BP, courtesy of British Petroleum. I can't even eat the seafood out of my own backyard. This is something, everybody wonders why a lot of us down home stay so fit. This is a natural resource, untouched. The imports that everyone eats out of the grocery stores and restaurants, you've got preservatives, you've got antibiotics, anything they can put in it to lengthen the shelf life. The stuff that came out of the Gulf was whole and natural, untouched. That's what I want back. I want the ability to take my child on the boat during the summer, halfway through the day my husband meet me at the dock, and put my kids on my boat with no TV, no video games, no nothing, and go out on the boat and have the four of us quality time on the bayou. People don't understand, this isn't just about an income. This is about a way of life. This is something that was handed down to us by our fathers and their fathers. My father-in-law is 93 years old. He fished every day of his life until he couldn't walk anymore. Fishermen don't retire, they die on their boat. I don't see BP where they're going to come in and pay our fishermen until they retire. What's 3 years? I'm $225,000 in debt. They going to come pay that? We went back to Plaquemines Parish 5 years ago and rebuilt from dirt. We have to deal with these people and their garbage all the time. I'm not asking them to stop drilling. We can't switch over tomorrow. We have to have fuel. We have to have energy. But the bottom line here is we have to have regulation and a federal government that will make them do the right thing. If they can't do it, step aside. Bottom line. Put another company in there. It's happened before. BP talks about making it right and being in there for the long haul. $20 billion fund I keep hearing everybody talk about over and over and over again. The $20 billion's not there. It don't exist. They've got 4 years to pay this $20 billion. You know what the annual revenue is for recreational charter and commercial fishermen? From Florida, Louisiana, Alabama, and Mississippi combined a year, it's a little over $9 billion. I know what that number is because I looked it up. So if they pay $5 billion a year and our revenue's $9 billion a year, where is the making it right? Where's it at? It's not going to happen. I mean, that's simple math. That's $4 billion a year short. Then you got all of the other claims in there with it, all the other small business claims. They ain't making it right. They're covering it up. The only reason that this has been buried in the media is because this is an election year. I will do everything in my power, and anybody who's connected to me will do everything in their power to make sure that every one of their neighbors, every one of their neighboring towns, their neighboring cities, their neighboring states, everyone knows what is going on in our Gulf. Everything I see is dying or dead. Yes! Where's our stock going to come from next year in the Gulf? Oh, well, they can go back to work. Really? Yeah. 1,400 to 2,000 pounds per day. We normally catch a small shrimp, 300 to 500 pounds of large shrimp. Our boats are going out. They're catching 200 or 300 pounds up along the land line, up against the bank of the small shrimp, and 300 to 500 pounds of big shrimp. What does that mean? That means, I'm going to tell you what it means. A shrimp's lifespan is 1 year. If there's no small shrimp there, where are the shrimp going to come from next year? Wow. Are they going to mail them to us? I mean, for real. This Jack in the Box ponies and balloons game has went on long enough. They have sunk oil, they've covered up, thrown boom in the marsh, burned dead animals. I mean, this is the United States. I never in a million years thought this would happen here. No. Never thought it would happen here. You know, I asked them, can you put a mobile unit on the docks, because there's only 3-4 that'll even open, because they don't want the liability, on the docks, and as we bring, or the ones who are shrimping, bring in their catch, can we take a sample from them and test them? Not a test, an actual chemical test. This is 2010, folks. You cannot tell me, you cannot convince me that the equipment does not exist. Somebody is full of shit. They need to put their shit in an envelope and mail it to someone who gives a shit. Because we're done with them. I'm tired of these people. I have talked to these people till I'm blue in the face. They actually gave me security clearance to go into their meetings, to sit there and watch them, look over their shoulders on their computers, check out their maps, go all over the place with them. And all I seen was ponies and balloons, ponies and balloons. The first time that I was there, the first day I walked in, a guy walked through the office and he threw his hand up and he said, ponies and balloons. And I thought to myself, ponies and balloons, that's the only place I ever seen that was at a circus. About a week later, I figured out what he was talking about. When a public official comes in, and I'm sure you've seen other videos where I spoke before, flies over, good job, boys, because everything's deployed. As soon as he's gone, 70 to 80% of the deployed effort disappears with the politician. You know, 2 months ago, I made a decision. While I was standing on dock, I got a call from a friend of mine, and she said, well, I read the links that you sent me, and I'm taking my kids and I'm packing them up and I'm taking them out of here. And I said, took a breath and I told her, I said, well, can you do me a favor? And I'm the big sister, you should come to me for favors. So I said, can you do me a favor? She said, what's that? I said, can you go to my house and pack my kids and take them with you? That was the single hardest thing in my life I've ever had to do. She went to my house, she packed my children, and she took them out of the parish. I felt that was necessary after the third rash my daughter broke out in. After the second time that she went outside for 20, 30 minutes to 2 hours, the second time was 2 hours, the first time was about 20, 30 minutes, crying with a headache, saying she felt like she needed to throw up. That's an 8-year-old. She ain't lying about that. She goes outside, she's perfectly fine. Next thing you know, she's sick, screaming and crying. So I put her in a truck to take her to the hospital. The further we get away from the source, the better she got. But there's nothing in the air. We go outside and there's a haze from the trees to the ground. But there's nothing in the air. Don't worry about it. EPA, remember 9/11? Remember Alaskan Valdez oil spill? Everything's all right. There's nothing in the air. They have poisoned 40 million people. And our federal government allowed for it to happen.
Yes, and we're bad.
These are men, women, and children that pay taxes that pay for this crap.
Yes.
That's what it is. I voted for this man,
Yes.
thinking that he was going to be it. He was going to be the one to turn it around. He's a puppet.
Yes.
He should walk around with strings attached to him so they can yank on him every now and then. We have not heard one word from this man, from his head or his heart. He's got 40-something writers, an entourage of 500 people following around.
Yes.
We haven't heard anything from him. Let's hear from him one time. Do the right thing. All hands on deck. Anytime something like this happens in the United States, all hands on deck. When anything happens anywhere else and it's all hands on deck, why not at home? Charity starts at home, people. Take care of home and home will take care of you. My grandmother told me that. Take care of home and it'll take care of you. And you know what happens if you don't take care of home? Shit falls apart. You know, I've had grown men come to me crying. Grown men. big guys, big tough men. How are we going to feed our family next year, Kendra? We've rebuilt everything from dirt. We don't have any equity built up in any of this stuff. For sale signs, all the way up the street, it's peppered with for sale signs. Nobody wants to buy anything down there because we're going to end up with contaminated land, a dead fishery, a bag of bills, and a court date. That's what we're going to have. All right, guys, my time's about up. I appreciate each and every one of you coming out this afternoon. Tell your neighbors. Tell your family. Tell them to get up, wake up, make some noise, do the right thing. Y'all have a good afternoon.